Okay, I think we're ready to go. Let's check. Is it gonna zoom in properly? Hmm. Okay. I think we're all good. Yep. Alrighty. So it's been a while, and because I've been in China and I brought home a cold from China. We'll say it's cold. I don't think it was COVID. Um, but I'll bring up for those who've been sort of following along on the lives. Let me just adjust this mat. There we go. It's better. Um, for those who've been following along with the painting of the couple underwater, here's what it finally turned out to look like. So yeah, I was pretty happy with that. Um, got some bubbles, so that turned out nice. And I've yet to frame it. Let's just adjust this light. There we go. I'll frame it later. It's no rush. So today, I'm going to have a go at this scene you can see on the side here. And I took this photo walking along a lake in the South Island of New Zealand, a place called Wanaka. And I was quite surprised to see vineyards growing right alongside the lake. So as I'm taking the photo towards the vineyards and the mountains in the back, behind me was the lake. And right next to me, on the path. So anyway, we're going to have a crack at that. We've got some interesting colours perhaps to use. And I think I don't really have an outline here, so it doesn't matter too much. I have noted where the top of the vines is going to be, and that's got that in a bright green. And somewhere I think put in a bit of a line for what we think. Just a light one for the mountain range. It's pretty low on the horizon here, and then coming up through here. Gonna have a branch We've got some sort of leaves going on that are a bit heart-shaped. This is sort of gonna just put some areas where we want the greenery to go. Just go up into the sky, and it's going to be much darker green. Over there, we'll have some branches. So it's kind of, I think that's all I need to see. I wonder if I'll change the view. I'll just zoom straight in and get my reference photo up. And this is just sort of a, I don't really do landscapes. So I'm just going to have a bit of a practice and sort of, this is a warm-up, get back into painting after a couple of weeks off. So I'm going to be using a set of pan pastels. So there you go. I've got my violets. This is phthalo blue, I think. Oh, it's ultramarine. That's okay. An ultramarine selection. Oh, it's been so long. I can't remember any words. That's a turquoise. That's probably chromium. I think that's chromium. No, it's permanent green. And this is chromium here. Oranges. I've got some reds. And depending on how we go with the grasses, let's throw in some yellows. So that's kind of the palettes I plan on using. Better get some. Let's get some markers, some applicators ready. Just give them a quick clean up. And so we have some different coloured applicators here. Let's go back to, what's our reset to? There we go. All right, so it's very white at the moment, and it is a the paper is a Canson paper. Canson tientes is the name of the paper. And I think we might just start with the fence posts. Let's enunciate. And they appear to have some, maybe the sign oxide. I'll just put down some dark to begin with. And it's kind of nice to just go back to pan pastels. I've been fiddling around with there's a bit of green in there, so we want to put that chromium extra dark in there. So fiddling around with pastel pencil, and pastel pencil's wonderful to work with, but I find it quite time consuming. And today I just want to sort of loosen up a bit if I can. You get quite tense painting, at least I do. In the shoulders, everything sort of jams up. Come on, a bit more red. Yeah. These are probably tantalised posts in New Zealand, which they put them through some process to make them indestructible. They do have a quite a green tinge to them. I'm not sure if it's copper or what they use to some nasty chemical anyway. Yeah. So that's those done. So now we just move on to we might just get some darks going. What will we use for the darks? This will be our greens. So, well, let me do the darks or the lights. Now, I'm looking at those lights, and I've realised that, yeah, we'll be wanting bright yellow-green for a lot of the vineyards as the sun dances across them. So just switch to getting a bit of that in, and actually we might do the each of these. I could remember that they're on an angle. So we'll just drop some ochre in. And the angle will change. This is almost straight up. So there's a walkway between the vines, and I just got to remember to. What can sometimes happen is in your mind you're going, "Oh, yeah, no, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing." But in fact, if you're not looking at your reference, you can very easily discover that, in fact, you don't know what you're doing. So that's sort of, depending on the angle, starts moving away over here. Just get some darker shadows going on. Because it's pans to begin with, I'm going to come in and you're building up layers, so it's all very safe to just chuck down what you want to begin with. And if it doesn't work out, it's okay. This is a warm-up piece, and it could be that I'd end up deciding to do it with different types of pastels as well. I mean, I'd totally work with pencils, but I don't want to end up being a pastel pencil artist. There's enough of them in the world. Not that I want to disparage pencilists who do beautiful work. It's just that there's enough of you, and I need to bring something different to the table. We've got somewhere over here. I think that's the tree line over there. Might end up bringing the mountains much further over. We'll just build it up as we go and see what happens. Let's get in this bit here, which is the vines. Let's just tone that down a bit. Okay. So just blocking in. And eventually it'll start making more sense. But, you know, with the first stage, doesn't even make sense to me. That's okay. So we get some lights and shadows going on. It will give us some depth. Just want this yellow green to sort of fill up some gaps to begin with, and then we'll think about the is to just bump that up a bit. One moment, let's just lift this paper up a bit with the very technical erasers. Just get some grasses underway. I would like tidied up a lot of my colours. I think my siennas are in here somewhere. There we go. A bit of sienna. Let's clean that up. Eventually, grass will just sort of appear. At least I think I will. as long as we don't overdo it. Let's drop some turquoise in that path. Some stones and stuff. Those bigger pieces in. Looking for maybe an umber. Where are you? Here we go. So with pan pastel, you always sort of need to clean up the applicator. I do try and keep them to a single colour, or shades, you know, like a yellow one and a red one and blue one. I don't tend to use umber so much. I thought just see what happens. It's all right. Something just falling over. Just keep these upward marks. Gee, how does it go on the side here? We'll think about that. So you just need to keep cleaning your applicator to, at least, you know, my fingers are clean, right? So that's a bonus. That is the bonus of using pan pastels is you can have clean fingers. So anyway, I went to China with my wife, and we thought it was quite the experience. Some lovely people there. the cute things was there's a renaissance going there in the young ones, particularly the young women, and they are dressing up in ancient sort of empress clothes, imperial clothes, and they do it for the day. They get their hair done and they get the makeup on. They look just stunning. Now I asked the guide about it, and she just laughed and said every girl wants to be a princess for the day. Some in our tour group even got dressed up and looked stunning. We did all the usual things I suppose people do when they go to China. See the Great Wall. And when I say see, we didn't necessarily climb it. It was pretty steep. And the stairs were really steep. But we, down the bottom, you get to see all this sort of guardhouse stuff and what have you. So that was pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to switch to around here. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just get this sort of get some red in there. That's it. I didn't really get a lot of shots of things to paint from China, though. The colours, apart from, as I said, there were all these young women dressed in imperial dress who were very colourful. Um, but a lot of the colours in China were very muted. You know, some pink in here. Yes, and apartments. Man, we got to see so many miles and miles of apartments in China. It was a bit too many apartments. I know people got somewhere to live, but man, they've got some in China. You don't see very many one-story homes. There was in some ancient places we went to called hutongs, but for the most part, we did not see homes like certainly I've got here in New Zealand, suburbia. They had apartmentia. Throw blue in there, I think. Be a shadow. Up here. Weird tree there. Sort of tree there. Bob Ross. We'll just map these in. Oh. Remember, we're just feeling our way around the painting at the moment. It's no big deal to turn it into anything spectacular. Obviously, you want it to be a nice painting in the end, but I think we might just. It's as I said, I haven't painted for nearly 3 weeks, so I have to warm up again and find the rhythm. Yeah, that's going to be our sky. This is ultramarine. And if you've watched my video on the possibly true history of pastels, I mention in there that ultramarine was discovered in Afghanistan. And it comes from a stone called lapis. And ultramarine itself as a name just means from over the seas. Yeah, that's fine. Get it a mountain range in the background. Yeah, so China had a lot of muted colours, which we weren't Well, we had no idea what to expect. And it wasn't too polluted. There was pollution. You came home and you wanted to have a shower, because there's definitely, they've got power stations right smack in the middle of the city. And I'm sure there's many places. I mean, New Zealand's had its own issues with places like Christchurch. I remember getting nosebleeds from the pollution down there back in the 80s. You could see it. It was thick. So it wasn't like that in China, but there was a haze on the horizons. And a lot of the buildings, there's a lot of concrete, obviously, there. Even the older style Forbidden Palace and the Imperial Palace, it was called the Forbidden City. Those colours are quite muted as well. It wasn't a colourful place. Amazing place, but just not, wasn't colourful. Lots of trees in the cities, and we're in just starting summer, so it's not a lot of blossom. Do you put in some sky holes now? Do it. Just try and blend some of this out a bit. It doesn't have to be a perfect blend. It will be darker on the left-hand side than the right. Yeah, the sunshine's probably coming over on the right-hand side. And the trick with panpastels is as soon as you put it on, it'll grab. And so, but don't put on too much. What you have got, just try and move it around. So this is a cotton rich paper that I'm working on. So the pigment's going to soak in to the paper in a very dry sort of a way. But it's going to soak into the paper. Darker. Go up a shade because we've got a lot of white coming through. which is fine. I might just try and get a bit of a vignette. Darker in that corner. It's a bit too dark, David. They shade down. So I need to up my painting game because I've got this. Oh, hello, Donna. Nice to see you. And it's just saying I just need to up my painting game because in November I'm on the arts trail. I'm hoping to try and get up to, see, by August I need to be doing a painting a week. August, September, October, that'll give me 12 paintings. And I've already got a dozen. 13 to go in the show. Just need to start cranking them out. So hence today just trying this landscape with pen pastel to see do I get a vibe from doing it. You know, so it's something that I'm going to enjoy doing half a dozen of. A little lighter on the horizon, darker up the top. So we can start putting some tint on the side. Just make it lighter. Might end up tossing some yellow in there on the horizon as well, because we'll see how that works. This might become a test piece, so if I like it, I'll just do it again. Oops, that looks a bit grubby. Clean that up. Yeah, so if I end up liking the piece, I can, or the idea of it, I'll just do it again. Take my time. Actually, that's the problem with, I find in art, that if I want it to look good, it's like any project. You can have it on time, on budget, or good quality. And art just takes time. Which is why often a lot of videos you'll see on YouTube of certainly pastel art, sort of demo pieces, just, you know, how to do an eye or how to do some fur or some hair, which, you know, that's great. And for learning, they're fantastic. but they don't really give an indication of how long a painting is going to take. So I've been working on this for, I don't know, 45 minutes, I think. And we've got some reasonable coverage, at least for the sky. Drag that across. Okay. Now to find the colour for the hills, that'll be interesting. Try. Trees coming up in here. I'm up quite a way. Let's get those trees in. We can darken that later, but we just want to go, where does everything live in this painting? That's what we're trying to find out. Does it all live? And we'll come in with some hero colors later to go, because I don't want it to actually, we'll see if we can get a bit more impressionistic. At the moment, it's like, good grief. What are we? Primary school? It's okay. It's okay. Blue do I want? It's Payne's Grey. Any of those? Two of those other blues. Bad, but you're not what I want. Go for decisions. That's grubby. We need a fresh pad. Where's all my pads? There we go. I'll try putting it in the hole. That will help. Okay. I think we just want to be brave. We will have a purple mountain. I think. Why not? Worked for me. A darker one over here somewhere. Lighter one. Best yet to come. Best is yet to come. Of course, once we start using a colour, I'm going to start pulling it everywhere because it's just how I sort of roll. Okay. So what do we got to do now? We've got to start this hill. We've got to finish this hill. I'm going to use some got a tree that's smack there. That tree is going to be okay. Let's try and get a tree in. Let's use this thing. It's going to be dark at the base. Fan out. Goes light on top. We'll probably use some yellow, because it's too graduated for my liking. It's the shape of it. Get some ochre or something to go. Alright, so that's roughly where our tree's going to be. So next, I'll call it quits for now, because the next, I've just blocked it in, right? That's all we've done is get a map. Where is it going to be? It took, I don't know, it took an hour for me to get to here. And the painting's probably got another hour to go, so I will stream that probably tomorrow and finish it off. But that's enough for one session. I need a coffee. And I know it looks terrible right now. Don't worry about it. They get better as we go. So Donna, thank you so much for coming. Anyone else who's tuned in, really appreciate having you join the show, join the studio, and I'll be back painting again tomorrow. But for now, we'll say goodbye.